Morning, you guys. I was on the radio this morning with Kevin and some guy. I didn't catch his name. I have to listen to you, Kevin, on Radio Pup because my AM for some reason doesn't work out here at my house. Anyway, he was talking about Kumbaya, coexistence with communist China, and about how great trade is and all that. I'd like you guys to take a look at this right here. If you want a copy of it, I can email you a hard copy. I can send you a hard copy. I'm trying to get these things out. There's a lot going on that most of us don't know. Most of us know that there's a lot going on, and we know there's a lot that we don't know. And I made kind of a shorter video on the danger of the free trade agenda. Now, the guy on the radio this morning was talking about how great China is and about how wonderful the profits are going to be and about how it's just economically stimulating and all that. And not once in any of these big business entrepreneur type people do I ever hear anything about freedom. I don't hear anything about liberty. I don't hear anything about freedom. I don't hear anything about independence. Well, our founding fathers warned us about that. Jefferson, Washington, I think it was Washington in his farewell address said, friends with all nations, foreign entanglements with none. Now we're looking at the Trans-Pacific, let's see, on the heels of NAFTA and the Security and Prosperity Partnership brought forth by Bush, we've got the NAFTA and Clinton, we've got the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. Basically what it is, it's an integration between America and 12 Pacific Rim nations. Among them are China and Russia. Then we've got the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership that actually links the United States up back with not only Britain, but the entire European Union. Well, I don't know about you freedom lovers, but it seems to me 237 years ago, we went through great pains to try to separate ourselves from Europe, from England. Well, now all of a sudden we're not going to integrate ourselves with England. We just don't want that. We're going to link ourselves with the entire European Union. And you know what we want? We want a supranational government. We want a, government, a world government, a Soviet bloc nations bank like the European Banking Commission. We want we want a national police force. We want a national currency. Does anybody understand what happened in Europe anyway? They had each individual sovereign nation, right? And through incremental steps of in the name of economy and in the name of security and all of those things that America is doing, now the sovereign independence of each nation, or each nation is gone. They signed the Maastricht Treaty in 1992, and they signed the EU Constitution through the Treaty at Lisbon in 2007. They said that they were going to be able to vote on the constitutions in reality when, I think it was when France, believe it or not, and the Netherlands actually decided to vote against it. They actually decided to strip the provision to be able to vote for the Constitution. So here we've got some guy on the radio, and we've got our governor and our congressman, and we're like, we're going for jobs. It's all about jobs. It's jobs, jobs, jobs. My question is government's duty to be able to create jobs? Or is it to get out of the way? Governments were created to protect the rights of the people and freedoms for future generations, not to provide jobs. Are you guys all about yourself to where I just want my job, I just want a job, I just want my job? If you want your job, then you can go to China and become slave labor. Or you can allow slave labor to come here. Jobs are not coming here through these treaties. They're leaving. Obama said it himself. We do not want one nation above another nation. Now, we all know he's a socialist totalitarian dictator, right? We know this. So the guy is sitting there and he's reducing America's economy. He's reducing our national security. He's completely destroying the foundation of every part of our nation. And people are going, yay, he's our king. And then we've got everybody in the name of the almighty dollar, these corporate heads, saying we need to go to China because that's where the profits are. You're going to Red China. Red China. Hammer and sickle China. Communist China. And you think they're your friends. Oh, they're friends sometimes and they're not friends other times. Are you kidding me? The presidents of China have come out and said that America is their biggest enemy. And now we are integrating with them politically and economically. America is seriously on crack. God, we had this big fight back in the 70s about how we wanted to fight any communist activity. So now all of a sudden we redefine and try to silence the word communism, and somehow all of a sudden communism has somehow been abolished. Or we've just changed its term. Communism is alive and well, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what name you want to call it. And you could say, well, you don't even know what communism is, and it's economic, and it's, it's societal, and it's this and that and the other. They're all forms of totalitarianism, and the only difference is the degree and control that the state has over its citizens. Period. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have business. I talked to a business guy yesterday. God, he's a good guy. A lot of these guys are good guys. And they're free market capitalists. What can you say about that? And they said, Tom, you know what? If you could give me a solution, I would do it. So I guess maybe the big part of it is that I don't have a solution. But part of corporate America has always been to be able to overcome obstacles. So if they're not aware of the obstacle that's in front of them, they don't feel like they need to come up with a solution to be able to deviate from it. So at least by now, I can at least explain what the problem is, because I'm not some corporate manufacturing genius. And to be able to say, America, we've got a problem. You either choose jobs and $3 an hour, or 3 jobs, like, my wife had to pick up a 3rd job. I mean, where's it go from here? We can barely make it now. And we're going to go NAFTA. Forget about NAFTA tribunals. Forget about what they call, there was this thing called COOL, and I don't know if I can, it's an origin of labeling deal, right? So the U.S. passes this law and says that, you know what, it's okay for America to be able to label its stuff in global commerce so that they know where it comes from. Oh, the WTO comes in and completely supersedes the American law and says, oh no, you can't do that because everybody will want to buy their meat from America. So you can't label where the stuff comes from. Now, what does that tell you? You've got the World Trade Organization court that supersedes the United States. We've got everybody going to China thinking somehow it's going to be about corporate profits. And there'll be no jobs here for our kids while they're accumulating college debt. And they've been propagandized by a public school thinking, you can do whatever you want to do. This is America and the land of the free and the home of the brave. And you can do all of these things. And the world is at your fingertips. BS. Not anymore. Pay attention, America. I love you, but you know what? Some of the stuff I hear, it just blows my mind. We're in danger of losing our independence by months. Orrin Hatch has already proposed in the lame duck session to be able to apply for the Trade Promotion Authority that gives Congress, or that where Congress gives the president the dictatorial power to be able to write treaties without Congress even reading them. Up or down, no filibusters, no amendments. Does that sound like America to you? Sounds like checks and balances and separations of power. And then the guy tells me, well, we're not in danger of being taken over by communists. Are you kidding me? We already are. Jeez, man. Anyway, that's my rant for today, guys. I love you, man. Talk to you later. Bye.